good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is your girl S. Missy here to tell you all about wealthy health, counter talk up, pages and scripts, Temple Health, eating to live life. And I am Miss S. Missy here to tell you about what's the day for April 2025. We're going to talk about some subjects that we have been talked about before, but it's a different angle. Mic check, mic check. Okay, just checking. All right, so for April 2025, it's IBS, which is intestinal bowel syndrome. Distracted driver, ETOH, aka alcohol awareness, sports eye safety, and that's the health awareness. And then the esophageal and esophageal head and neck cancer. So those are the things we're going to talk about, okay? All right, so for IBS, intestinal bowel syndrome, I think I talked about this before. All right, so here's your intestines. Small intestines in the middle, large intestines on the outside. I guess we're going to incorporate the stomach too, because it's part of the stomach. Sit right there. See that? See like so? See like that? All right. All right, so intestinal can be from your belly to the bowels, okay? Because they all work hand in hand. 80% of your immune system rests here. So that means when you eat to live life, everything else begins to prepare. But if you live in to eat, like you can't wait to get to that restaurant, you can't wait to get to that restaurant. Just saying. Or not even restaurant, if somebody makes a certain meal. Listen, I get it. Don't be a food addict, is all I'm saying. Unless you're eating God's food, that is what's going to really help hone in on repairing your body. But anyway, even if it's somebody's food who makes the best upside down pineapple cake, my auntie was hoo. Everybody would let's just say it'd be a fight if somebody didn't get a piece. Just saying. Or that 3-level caramel cake that almost fought somebody over. I was actually rolling my sleeves up. Maybe I knocked this girl out because she ate my piece. And I already had one slice, and I wanted a second one. Like, I'm gonna set it for the next day. Or later on, like 5 hours later. Food had me, that type of food, the wrong kind of food, had me on some type of wave that I didn't, you wouldn't recognize me today if I was like that person. To just say. But anyway, it messes with your bowels. We don't want anything to interfere with the bowels, but we want things that we eat behind me. Maybe not the cheese, because you don't need dairy products. But the rest of the stuff that grows out of God's garden in their natural form, their natural state, that's what you want to hone in on, right, fam? Right. Okay, so your intestines have a very important role to play. They are to release fluids, release proteins and enzymes when you eat the right foods. And it pushes the little fodder food that you have eaten, and it goes through the system and comes over here. Oh, sorry. It comes from the stomach. Let me do it to you. Let me do it for you. From the stomach into the upper part of the small intestine. Go down and do their thing, and they kind of open and close, pushing as it opens and closes, like catacombs. And then it'll come right here. This is the back of the intestines. Okay, so this is the colon. This is the appendix. Can you see it? Skinny little thing. I used to do millions of these. Appendicitis, laparoscopic mostly, because open take a lot longer, but they would do these like on a regular basis. They would do 15 in a day. 15 in a day. Good grief. I'm tired of looking at the intestine. But anyway, this is the appendix, and this is the colon, and transverse and descending. And then it comes out, boo-boo hole, But anyway, when we eat the right foods, it helps push all these out, and it doesn't leave any lingering food. Like a lot of the food that you all may enjoy eating, like burgers and things like that, it leaves a residue, like heavy residue. If anybody has ever had a colonoscopy, you have to have at least two or 3 days of nothing but liquid food Jello and water, of course, popsicles and stuff. Those applesauce, anything that's not going to leave any residue, because they have to be able to see. Yes, they're able to use certain laparoscopic instruments or uh, um, long instruments to look inside your intestines, where they go to EGD, the endoscopic, where they go up the rectum for the colon or sigmoid, and they need to see what's going on with your body. And so this is the inside, like I showed y'all last time. This is the inside. Can you see? This is the inside of your large intestines. Now, when you eat the foods behind me, minus the cheese, XX, then it helps keep it healthy in there, because it really needs to be moist. And when you don't drink enough water, it pulls from the intestines, it pulls from the other organs, so that your body still can compensate. But we got to make sure we drink our waters. Water is very important. When you drink two 16.9 ounce bottles, or 32 ounces every 2 hours, and up until like maybe 1 to 2 hours before you go to sleep, that'll be the last drop of water, especially with that large amount, 32 ounces or two 16.9 ounce bottles. And so that would be important to make sure that you stay hydrated. Don't wait till you have a headache. Now you already dehydrated and you're already starting to show the signs and symptoms. So anyway, the IBS is when it is aggravated to the point that it's misfiring and is not functioning the proper way. Now the problem is, it's almost like, you having these cramps, and in the cramps, it could also be triggered by your emotions as well as the food you're eating and the stress loads. Now, I would say my favorites since I was a child was tomatoes, and I enjoy. Now, even though tomatoes, they are a fruit, with that in mind, I'm sorry, I'm just, this right here was my favorite. Every time I went over a certain family member's house, I don't even need any meat. Give me some cornbread, some rice, and some stewed tomatoes. I'm good, y'all. That's all I wanted. I didn't want the meat. No mashed potatoes. No, none of that. I was good with just the stewed tomatoes, the rice, and the cornbread. That's it. That was my meal. Probably I don't have a problem with not eating meat, because I don't have to eat meat. But anyway, everybody has their own story and own journey, and that's fine. But anyway, I would eat that very often. Now, over a period of time, your body starts adjusting and changing. And as time go on, it's not as, sometimes it doesn't agree. And again, like I said, the stress loads, the emotional trauma that you're dealing with, and the foods you eat, and your environment, those four are the top that interferes with how your body and how your body digests like it needs to in the proper manner. And make sure you don't eat and then lay down. Don't eat and then lay down. You want to make sure you are up and you have enough time. That's why you don't need to be eating late and stuff, because your body needs to digest that food in proper, and it takes about 2 hours, give or take a give, before digestion properly. So I'm not sitting there in your stomach and cause a GERD like 4 years later. You wonder why you having all this problem. You feel like it's about to come out your throat, but that's what it is. All those years of like eating and then laying down. So you always want to make sure you sit up. You can be doing some activity, maybe some crossword puzzles or some jigsaw puzzles or some painting, like some coloring. Did y'all get your crayons? Did y'all get your crayons and your coloring books? That was the instruction last month. Okay, so hopefully y'all got it and y'all having a joy staying outside the line. I'm just saying, you ain't got to stay in the line because you're not graded, so it's okay. But anyway, that is a peace of mind doing those type of activities, so that your body will digest like it needs to. Now, on that note, when you do have IBS, it can easily turn into, well, let me go down the list what it really can go, what it really starts with. Like I told you, when you eat late, you got emotional things, you got stress level going on in your environment, foods, those 4, and sleep, those 5, fitness, yeah, all those 6, all those have really important um, um, measures to either it's going to digest properly and you won't have any issues, or you could have issues because you didn't properly digest the foods. Okay, so it starts off with upset stomach, and you know most people, they go to plot fizz, oh, what a relief it is, or it could be the Pepto-Bismol, and then that turns into, and from that level to GERD, hyperacidity, gastritis, IBS, diverticulosis, diverticulitis. Now you have ulcers. You have ulcers now. That's something that you don't want to find yourself in, fam, is having to have ulcers now. Because like I just gave you the steps, that's what starts off. And as you grow and you're getting older and your body changes, your chemicals changing, well, so does the conditions if you don't change it. You have to change the conditions by changing the way you eat. But you can't change the way you eat until you change your mindset. Let this mind be in me, let this mind be in you, which is in Christ Jesus too, which is also in Christ Jesus. So the mind of Christ. If you look at what Jesus ate, I'm going to give it to you this way. What the disciples and Jesus and the team that was with them, they ate pretty much a Mediterranean diet on a consistent basis, unless there was a king or some upper echelon management. Their meal plan was different. But if you was to eat what the disciples ate, where they ate unleavened bread and they ate fish, I don't believe it was every day, but of course the water was a whole lot less polluted than it is now. So that does change the fact of what they eat. They ate dates. They ate date cakes. They ate raisins. They ate raisin cakes. They ate figs. They ate fig cakes. If you was to take on that type of meal plan, well, put it in this perspective. Since the disciples who walked with Jesus ate that and they had no health issues, they had no stomach problems, they had no high blood pressure, they had no GERD, they had no cancer. Those men walked with Jesus, and the environment and atmosphere, even though it was a little rough in some of the places that they went, but what they ate did not cause them to have the issues that a lot of us have. No obesity, no high blood pressure, no GERD, no cancer, no diabetes. Just take a moment to absorb what I'm saying. They didn't have those issues. So if you was to eat those things that they eat on a regular basis, the mindset has to change. Let this mind be in Let this mind be in you, the Bible says. If you have a mind to actually follow that blueprint, just think how far ahead you would be for the rest of the generations, because they will be watching you as what you're doing. Okay, well, we don't have rice and gravy anymore, mama or auntie. They know we don't eat that way no more. And so when you change your mindset and your palate changes as well inside your mouth, and so will the generation. Just saying. Okay, fam. So that's IBS. So the best way to curb it is begin to eat God's food more and more. You can kind of subside from the Pepsid and the Prolaxid, and not Prolaxid, the Pepsid AC and the Prilosec and the Nexium and Pepto-Bismol and all them other ones. That'll mean you gotta splurge. When you see them spicy chips, you just want them chips. I want them chips. You know it's gonna cause you heartburn. You're gonna be like, oh man, Water ain't gonna do it. Water's not gonna do it. You have got to come away from that. Bruh, sis, you got to come away from that, and you'll be surprised how much of a huge impact your body and your mind will receive by just veering away from those things. Okay? So the distracted driver. So you have, everybody has their different vices of being distracted. Sometimes it might be the children. You have to keep constantly, hey, 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 stop all that noise. Shh, I'm driving. You turn your eyes away from the view, and then you could be in somebody's back seat, or you messing with the radio, or you trying to text. Just this the last one. I'm almost there. Okay, it's almost there. Okay, almost there. You been and ran into somebody, or ran into a pole or a water hydrant, fire hydrant? Wait till you get to the stop sign. You're on the highway, you're on the back way, you're wherever, but just, if you're driving, wait till you get to a stop sign, or stop light, or pull over. Put your earbuds in. Put your earbuds in, and you won't have to worry about any type of incident, because sometimes you're pushing the pedal a little further in, because when you're distracted, sometimes your reflexes work a little different, and so you might be flowing it as you turning around, or you lifting, picking something up, and your foot is pushing the accelerator a little bit more than it should. So pull over. Wait till you get to a stop light or a stop sign. Just wait till you get to your stopping destination, okay? Put your phone on vibrate. Put your phone on I'm busy, because they got an option on it, and that's something that you can do. Just put it in mode before you get on the road, or when you go on the plane. They ask everybody kindly to put it on airplane mode, so you can do it that way too, so you won't be distracted. All right, so we got to make sure you drive safe. Get to your destination safe. Put your seatbelt on. Make sure you're paying attention. You can see your mirrors. Adjust them before you take off. Don't do it while you're driving. Adjust while you're in the seat, while it's in park, and then drive. But make sure you put your cell phone away from you, because you're gonna be tempted. You see it light up. You think, oh, hold on. Don't. Your life is worth much more than a text. Wait till you get to your destination, okay? Be that safe. Get that safe, fam. Okay? Okay, auntie? Okay? All right, cousin? You're going to get that safe. All right. All right, so ETOH, which is alcohol. Now, alcohol is absorbed mostly in this. And mostly in this. So these absorb alcohol, whether you eat something before you drink, or you have it on a bare stomach. These are very spongy and absorb. And so when you do that, it impairs the vision, and over a period of time, it can also enlarge this, as we found to know through our family, that it enlarges the heart. So these three organs, hold on, let me see if I can get it right. Let me see if I can hold it right. Okay. All right, so these three organs, you got it? These three organs will play a huge part later on, where you will have no choice but to ask for a donor, or it could be another issue where you might have to live until that's the end, but you can be repaired. You can recover from it. It's going to be a long journey, but you can. But like I said, these are the two things that affects when you drinking alcohol. Don't drink while you driving. You can just abstain altogether. Some people feel that's an escape place. I understand, but also understand that it's important to also keep in mind not to go overboard, because when you go overboard, then that could be an issue as well. So always keep that in mind when you do those kind of things. Be safe in your decisions. Don't cause other people to have a funeral sooner than they were supposed to. So just that is something to keep in mind, because we had so many. All right, so just keep that in mind when you do those kind of things. Just bear in mind yeah, it affects this too, but I was trying to reach for the heart. Oh, anyway, so what you want to do is keep these things safe, because they're not always easy on trying to get it like you at Walmart at the clearance section, okay? So take care of what God has given you in your mom's womb. You got the opportunity to do so, then do so, okay? All right. Alcohol is not good to drink, but I know that the Bible also says to I forgot how is it worded. But don't drink for pleasure. It is medicinal to drink certain things. Like I know red wine is medicinal for any blood issues that you have. But don't be going overboard now, trying to have what they call it, communion. No, don't. Stop it. No. Stop it. You are not doing it for communion purposes. No. But some things are medicinal that are alcoholic. But you're not drinking for mechanical. You're not drinking it for medicinal purposes, and I understand people, they want to celebrate and whatnot. Don't drink it to the point that you're drunkard. I think that's what the word says, is not drink till you're a drunkard. All right, so make healthy choices. And I know sometimes, if you're at the place, you can just say, hey, I'm abstaining from that. If you just make sound decisions. That's not going to cost you or somebody else's life. And I will interject with this, where while I was working, and a guy who I totally didn't think was going to have this kind of issue, I got a call in the wee hours, and I was like, what? So this caused everybody to have to pull together and come into play and follow these simple instructions. And then he had to lose money, and he lost position, and eventually he was let go. That decision, making healthy decisions, is huge. You have to learn how to make healthy decisions. Sound decisions. So you have to have a sound mind to make sound decisions. And if your mind is not locked in and engaged in what you need to do, then that could be a problem later. Okay? All right, so then we have sports eye safety. So safety on the eyes. Now, I done told y'all got to keep them eyeballs safe. You only get a pair. You don't have any on the shelf at your local grocery store or the hardware store, But they have people that do make really good glass eyes, If you don't want to wear the protective measures, if you don't want to at all wear the protective measures, okay, then you could be potentially a liability, and they could let you go. Like I told y'all last month, is that if you don't follow the instructions that they have established, you at a sports place, whether you're doing tennis, you're doing even if you're doing grass work, I know it's sports, but you're outside doing anything that could have a potential effect of your eyes being injured or lost or impaled or sprayed or damaged. Wear your glasses. Wear your goggles, your safety goggles. Even the ones that's on the basketball court, they have it so that they have a full mask if their face is all, maybe there's some bruising or some fractures or something. But save up the money and then get the measures that you need. Why? Because your eyes are counting on you. Your eyes will count on you to do it, fam. So do yourself a favor, your family a favor, to make sure you protect your eyes. Okay? Glasses not going to do it. Glasses for your eyes that need some adjustments. Okay? But when you're doing sports, outside stuff, machinery stuff, put on your goggles. These are glasses, goggles. Goggles go all the way around like the fly's eyes, You wear those. That's what you wear on your eyeballs. Okay? And if you need to wear a mask to keep the grass or whatever from getting in your mouth, then do so as well. Just know what you need to do and then do it. They have signs all over the place in particular places. Hard head area. Earplugs or earmuffs, because the decibel is more than the 84 decibels. 84 decibels is what your ears are normally okay with, but when it's higher than that, you need to go get some protection. Get your extra protection to keep your ears from going into overload work. It says steel-toed shoes. That's what you need to wear. If you want to wear steel-toed boots or steel-toed tennis shoes, get them steel toes going so you can save your toes. So you don't have to go to the ER when you just got on shift. Something fell on your foot. Safety measures are in place for a reason, because somebody got hurt, somebody got seriously injured, or somebody got killed. I'm just saying. That's what happens when we don't follow instructions. There's always something to learn to do better. Okay? Now, for the esophageal cancer episode, now we know esophageal cancer is related to one of the top things is smoking. Smoking, again, when you pull out the liver, man, I'll tell you, the liver, sure, you got to take care of this thing here. This thing is vital. And it's 2 lobes. You can live with one, but this one right here is easy to detach. This one right here has the bowel, gallbladder hanging around. So this one you want to keep here, but you want to keep the whole liver, okay? All in one piece. We don't want puzzle piece, and you have to see which one is going to match, and if it matches, is it going to adjust to your body? How long of the trial that's going to be is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, fam. All right? So you have to make sure this is top vital. All right? So with smoking, again, it interferes with the brain, the liver. Okay? They're all intertwined. You can't see, fam? And then, of course, the lungs, the heart. Everything gets they all play a role in your habits. And when your habits are overtaking you, then that becomes a problem. And then you're looking for the doctors and the surgery to give you the solution when you all had to do is like, in this mind, let it be in you. For your mind be in you, renewed, refined, refreshed. And the only place you can get there from is being in the presence of the Lord, thanking God, reading His Word, and really changing your mindset. What He gives you is for you. What He needs you to do, sometimes you have to just move away from all the things that you were so used to. And you definitely don't want to end up having to do this. And they say, what you saying, Auntie? Why do you have to have this? You didn't take care of your lungs. You got to take care of your lungs. Okay? So you don't have to have a AA battery for this here, which is the voice amplifier, because your vocals are done. Your esophageal is eating away your inside layers of the esophagus of your throat. Larynx, pharynx, they could easily be compromised, and so you might have to have one of those cricoid type of thing in order to breathe. You can't talk unless you have this. Now some might be able to recover, yeah, but knowing the risk first is a huge plus. So when you know the risk in advance, and think about what Jesus want me to do, what God would that please the Holy Spirit? You feel Him tugging. But you like, no, I'm gonna still do it. puff, puff, give, puff, puff, give. Hand that to me. No, it shouldn't even be that way. That's not your body. It's on borrowed street. It's not yours. It's on borrow. You know, like if somebody lets you to borrow their vehicle, like I told you before, and they gave you the keys and they expect it to look the same way. Don't put no French fries on there. I better not see not a cookie crumb over there. I just clean this vehicle. I done shampooed it and all the good stuff. And then what they do? They bring it back and the gas is almost on E. Straws, papers, French fries, dried. The paper bags, the French fry holder, all of them sprawled all across the floor. You trusted this person to watch your vehicle. You thought that they would have that understanding. And so the same thing God has given you all is, this is my temple, God says. I want you to take good care of it. Be the good steward. I am trusting you to take care of it. And when we fall short of it day in and day out, year in, year out, years and years, something's going to give. Because it's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you something. Yeah, I won't even say it's okay to have a cheat day, because every time you do a cheat day, it starts the clock all over. So you want to always keep that in mind. What is your favorite fruit? Delve in that. What's your favorite fruit? Delve in that. And that will help you to escalate to the places that you need to get to. So you can have the healthy temper that you need to have in order to complete the assignment and task God is expecting you to do, with the expected emphasis on the temple cleaning. Your temple need to be at the top tier level, then the mind need to be on top tier level. Okay? So just keep that in mind, fam. I think it's important that we all have that mindset to do what God has called you. In order to do that, you need to be healthy. Not just a healthy breakfast in the morning and eat trashy trash stuff for breakfast for dinner and lunch. And then unhealthy snack. Then 80% of what you ate is just trash. 20% of what you ate is healthy. Which one's heavier? Which one's more? Then that's what your body's going to absorb, and it could be a counterfeit. So just keeping that in mind, okay? I'm always going to say, listen, it's going to cost you something, babe. It's going to cost you something. Every time, okay? All right, now for the head and neck. Now I got to put Rick back together. He all over the place. Oh man. I might need to replace Rick. His magnet not working. All right, come on up here, Rick. All right, come on. All right, I done took most of his organs out, so you can see a lot more. Come on. All right, Rick. All right, so here is the head and neck. All right, so the head and neck, and they very well muscles, as well as the inside. You talking about cancer, because cancer will go wherever it wants to, where it's weak. Okay, so we have weakness in our body. That's exactly where cancer hang out at. So the head and neck, they all, now, I'm going to have to get the muscle in y'all, so you can see the muscles. You can't see the muscles, but anyway. Cancer is invisible to the naked eye unless you have microscopic, influences like a microscope and stuff like that, and your specimens that they send to the lab so they can see. But the head and neck right here, this is what they're saying, which I don't know why it's separate, but anyway, cancer go wherever it wants to go. But when you are not eating and drinking to the manner that pleases God, and you're not doing the proper things, like I've shared with you all, I do consultations. I'm still open, so you just let me know what is a good time, whether we do a group session or one-on-one. But it's important that we follow his plan. Like I said, Jesus and his disciples and the team then, if you was to eat these raisins and raisin cakes, where is it at? Or you eat the pomegranates, watermelon, almonds are the top protein. You hear me? Not fish, not chicken, not pork, but Nuts nuts and berries, seeds. They have huge amount of protein. Beans too, huge amount of protein. Those are huge. So if you start taking that in consideration and eating what Jesus and his disciples ate, you'll be amazed at what your temple start looking like before you even hit the gym. Did you hear what I say? Before you even hit the gym, your body will start changing. Your taste buds will start changing. Your lifestyle will start changing. So keep that in mind. All right. All right. So that goes with the head of that. Like I said, any place where it's cancerous, that's where it's going to get attacked at. All right. So when we begin to eat and live, and eating to live life, this is life. Did you hear what I say, family? Well, not me, not cheese, but the cantaloupe, the mushrooms, the tomatoes, the oatmeal, the broccoli, the I can't see what that is. The almonds, the banana, the oranges, the watermelon, the cantaloupe, the pomegranate, the wheatgrass. Oh, that's good right there. Oh, that's good. That's good. The spinach over here. All right. Cucumbers, they are my favorite. Oh my goodness, especially the real crunchy. Oh. Now you can also use them to put them on your eyes too, but I just eat the whole thing. And no, you don't need salad dressing. You can just eat it like it is in the natural state, and it is so powerful. Now that's another superfood right there. But anyway, you all remember to eat in order to eat to live life. Your mindset has to change. Your mindset must change in order to eat to live life. So this is your girl S. Missy here to tell you all about Wealth, Health, Counter Talk, Pages and Scripts, Temple Health, Eating to Live Life. And this is your checkup for April 2025. Esophageal, head and neck cancers, IBS. I thought I could read it without it. Distracted drivers, ETOH, which is aka alcohol awareness, and sports eye safety. Be sure to check out next week. I'm going to go back to the series. Last month was sleep. Now this month, since we're hitting May, it'll be a secret. Okay, just stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Remember, it's always going to cost you something. Are you willing to pay the price?